15 minutes later, I'm in handcuffs. And I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? I literally had no idea what I had done wrong, but it's because I had a knife at school.
So when you were a kid, you were doing this, like you've been involved. So this is like the family business?
Sort of. My family business was my mom's business, actually, was safari businesses. So like you say, sit in a Land Rover, see the animals kind of thing. And they did a little bit of tourist walking safaris, but then I grew up on a farm in the outskirts of Harare, Zimbabwe. And then whenever I wasn't in school, I was on the farm, running around barefoot, catching snakes, fishing, yada, yada. And then when my mom wasn't booked up, she had this little bush plane that she used for safaris, and we'd just adventure all over Africa.
Wow.
So it was a great childhood.
That sounds amazing, but fucking terrifying.
I mean, it's like one of those things where it's what you're used to, right? I found moving to the States at age 14 and like trying to find my place in the world, being this weird little private school kid from Africa, way more terrifying than going to meet a tribe in the middle of the bush.
Really?
For sure, yeah.
Why?
Like, I'll give you examples. Like, I always carry a pocket knife on me, right? Mm-hmm. My first day here in the States, I go to school, pull my pocket, I'm sitting in my like uniform because I went to a very proper English boarding school, pull out my pocket knife, start cutting my apple. 15 minutes later, I'm in handcuffs. And I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? I literally had no idea what I had done wrong, but it's because I had a knife at school. Everybody I had ever been to school with had a knife to cut their apple. Like, it was the standard thing. So here I am with like police and, you know, guns and badges, and they're throwing me in handcuffs and taking me out of the school on day one in America. And I'm like, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen. And I didn't even learn until later that day that it was because I had a pocket knife. At no point did I think having a pocket knife was a bad thing.
So they didn't tell you?
No, they just grabbed me. There was like this whole thing, like the knife went flying. I was chained up and I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And they're like, you're in big trouble. And I was like, why? And, you know, it was like little culture shock things like that to me were like something I'd done every day my whole life. And now I'm like getting thrown in juvie for it kind of thing.
When you think back about that, do you think that's just the consequences of being in a large population?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I went to school every day with a knife. There was no violence issues. There was nothing like that. But then you come here where, you know, there's stabbings and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's because, you know, I lived in a tiny country with a tiny population.
Do you think that it's possible that there's no way you could live like that over here? I mean, there's no way you can have kids with a bunch of knives.
No, I don't think so.
Not with this culture.
I don't think so at all. I think that would be terrible. And I get it now as an adult.
Nobody talked to you about it before you left the house?
No, my mom didn't know. She's from Africa. You know, she's like, here are your things.
Here's your knife,
cool,
son.
I'll put it in my pocket.
Make sure you sharpen it before you go to school.
Totally, man.
Wow.